Hello my friends, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I wanted to talk to you all about quality because as I progress through life, as I am more on this journey of becoming more elegant and becoming more classy, I definitely am looking for more quality items as opposed to quantity of items. And if I'm being completely honest with you, this has been something that I've definitely been adapting even the last 2 to 3 years. However, I would say this year it's become even more so important to me. If you are new here, hello, my name is Nicole. I'm a full-time beauty and fashion content creator, and I've been loving discussing elegance and femininity and class so much with you guys lately, and today's video is going to be nothing different. In today's video, I'm going to be discussing with you guys what is quality, how we can find it, and how we can see it displayed in some items that are on the high street or when we are looking at items to purchase. So with that, I thought we would first start off by looking at the definition of quality. It says adjective is of good quality, means excellence. He's a quality player. And then it says the noun is the standard of something as measured against other things of a similar kind, the degree of excellence of something. And then the second option is a distinctive attribute or characteristic possessed by someone or something. He shows strong leadership qualities. And I think one of the things that is allowing me to see quality lately is that I would say over the last couple of years, I've been purchasing more designer items or more high priced items, or I've been sent more items that are of a higher price range. That showed me, without realizing it, that showed me the difference between cheaper items and higher priced items. So for example, I think a lot of people, we can tend to pull towards designer items, especially when we're seeing them on Instagram and you're seeing your friends with them. But then when you invest in those items and then you start observing the quality of those items, then when you go back to your maybe non-designer items, you can see, okay, here are the differences. Equally, in my line of work, I get sent a lot of products, and often I'll be sent something that's maybe a little bit pricier, and then that indirectly shows me, oh, those drugstore products that I was using, I now can see the difference between those two products. So I think sometimes you don't understand quality until you've had something that is of a higher quality, and it gives you that point of reference. So my first tip to you guys when it's coming to how to spot quality things is, even if you can't afford something, go and look at it. So if you are going to look for a designer bag or something like that, don't wait until the moment that you can afford it. Go and check it out before you can afford it, so it can kind of give you a point of reference to base your purchases off of, because I don't think that all designer items are of the highest quality. However, I do think a lot of the times they do have higher quality than Primark. And then when you do go out into the world and you do find something on the high street, you might be able to find those gems, those diamonds that are of a high quality, even though that they aren't designer. Does that make sense? Now, the next thing that I would love for you guys to look at when it comes to spotting items that are of a higher quality, that is going to be looking at the fiber content. We all know that there are going to be fabrics that don't produce a luxury look and produce a cheaper look, and then there's going to be fabrics and fibers that produce a higher quality look. So I would definitely look at the fiber content and material breakdown of what is on the item or the garment or the product that you're looking to purchase, and really looking through that tag and seeing, okay, doesn't have a high quality or a high number of quality ingredients in this, or quality product in this, or quality fibers in this, so I can expect that this is going to break down a lot faster and therefore will not be worth the money I'm spending on it. Does that make sense to you guys? Now, the next thing that I want you guys to look at when it comes to looking at an item and determining if it is of quality or not is the hardware. I find that hardware is a thing that can very easily give away something and give away, like, if it looks too cheap. Now, I do have a little bit of a hack for you. If you do find an item, like say you found a shawl and it was amazing texture, but the hardware looked cheap, it looked tacky, you can totally just get new hardware for those items. It's obviously a little bit more work, but sometimes I find that sometimes brands, especially if it's like a brand that you haven't heard of, sometimes I find the item can actually be of high quality or looks high quality, but the hardware that they've put on it looks terrible. You can easily swap that out if it's an item that you absolutely love for something that's a little bit more your taste and looks a little bit more high quality. Equally, I think if you look at that hardware and it looks cheap and it's not worth swapping it out, then why purchase the item or why receive the item? I have had that a lot in the past where the hardware has completely cheapened the item. Not just the hardware, but where the hardware is placed, how securely it is on the fabric. I find if the hardware does not look like it is secured very well and it's like flimsy and flopsy, it looks so cheap and it completely brings down the quality and the elegance of the look that you're trying to achieve. Now, the next thing that I would love for us to address is the stitching. I used to notice this all the time in Dynamite clothing back in Canada, is that be it that the items were so mass produced, often the stitching would start to unravel and it would look so worn and so cheap even though it wasn't worn yet. Some of the stitching was not matched upright and it ended up looking, again, very low quality and not high quality, which is not what you're looking for. So make sure that the stitching looks tight, it looks firm, and it's not fraying, and it looks like it's in place where it should be. Now, the next thing that I want to talk about, we kind of already addressed, but I just want to reiterate it and make sure that it's hitting home with you guys. But this is comparing items side by side. Very easily you can find a white top in a designer store or a higher end high street store, and then you can find something that is at Primark. I often find if you compare the two items side by side, you will see which item looks more high quality and looks more high class. So sometimes being able to see a visual of two items that are very similar side by side is going to give you that point of reference to allow you to determine which one looks more high quality and which one looks more high class. The next thing that I want to talk about, again, we've somewhat touched on it already, but that is misaligned patterns or misaligned stitching. I definitely have found this in a lot of high street stores, is that if they have a print, they just mass produce this print, and often, especially if there's like a zipper or something on the back, it won't be lined up perfectly and it looks terrible. That really does scream to the fact that it's been mass produced and there wasn't much quality or care that went into the production of the item, and it just ends up making you look a lot cheaper as opposed to classier. Last but not least, I do want to mention again that higher end price point items or designer items isn't always going to equate to higher quality. However, I do want to give you a little bit of a story time, because one of the first designer items I ever purchased was from Coach. Do people consider Coach a designer item? I think they do, but that was my first designer purchase, and I ended up having my Coach bag replaced 3 times, and I loved that because there was regular wear and tear that kept on happening to the bag that I had purchased, and be it that it couldn't be fixed, the piece that kept on breaking, it couldn't be fixed, and so Coach just completely replaced the bag, and that was amazing. And for me, I love that I invested that money into that bag, because then I had some type of warranty, some type of guarantee. And that's one of the things that I want to say to you about sometimes purchasing higher end items, is that often when you purchase a higher end item, there's some type of warranty that goes along with it, that if something does happen to it, you either get it completely fixed at no extra cost, or they replace the item for you. I know that this is true with my Canada Goose jacket. I can take it in and I can get it cleaned, or I can get it, I think they will revamp the color. I'm sure that's not the right way of saying it, but Canada Goose jackets end up fading out, and you can send your jacket back in and they will, you know, brighten it with a color again. And just little things like that make the item last so much longer and look so much nicer. Or if it doesn't do that, you can get it replaced. Again, with Canada Goose, I know that they have a lifetime warranty on those jackets, which I love because the price point was high and now I feel insured with that price point. So I just wanted to mention that, because again, sometimes designer items, it's not only the cost of the item, but it's also knowing that you have that insurance, that if anything does happen to the item, that you can get it fixed at no extra cost, or you get it replaced. Anyways, my friends, that is it for this quick video. How do you go about spotting quality items? I would love to know your best tips and tricks in the comment section down below. And if you enjoyed this video and you're not subscribed to this channel, I would love if you took the time to consider doing so. This will be one of your last chances to do so, as this video is coming to an end. You can just press that button right there. You'll be subscribed and you will see every video that I do end up putting out. So thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you in my next video. Bye.